Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. In this video, we are going to take a look at From Here to the Great Unknown, a memoir. This was Lisa Marie Presley's memoir that she recorded onto digital recordings, and her daughter, Riley Keough, finished the book after her untimely passing. So we'll be right. Welcome back, Tarot fam. I'm Anna. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. And in this video, we're going to talk about the long-awaited, long gestating memoir of Lisa Marie Presley. So apparently in 2022, Lisa Marie asked her daughter, Riley Keough, who is absolutely stunning, I just want to say that, asked her to give her a hand finishing her memoir. Now, unfortunately, Lisa Marie was dead about a month after from ingested substances. That's all I can say. So the book apparently details her life. It will go into some detail about the day that her father, Elvis Presley, died. If you've been living under a rock, this is Elvis Presley's daughter and granddaughter, just so that you know. But there's some rumblings that there's going to be some revelations in here about Priscilla. So we're going to take a look at those. But before we get into that, we start looking at the cards. And I do want to let you know I'm using the Classic Rock Tarot from Parisi Studios. I'll have a link in the description of this video. This is a really cool deck. It's got all classic rock stars on it. Reads a little bit differently from regular deck. And yes, the king is in here. So I do want to let you know that I'm still having a 20% off sale for the entire summer of 2024. So you can get your own in-person or video reading with me. Basically, I do it on any of the video platforms, Zoom or Meet or Google Meet or WebEx, whatever suits you. And we just go through everything that's going on in your life. I help you find the yellow brick road to get to where you want to. And we can even work on manifesting some stuff. So it's pretty cool. I also will have my digital course is going to launch in July. So I'm just finalizing the platform that I'm going to have it on, but I'll have a number of different courses on there and some ebooks. There's going to be some ebooks too. So if you want to take a follow along at your own pace course for tarot, I have a very unique way of teaching tarot, help you memorize the cards a little bit better, get to know them like they're some friends. You can buy my course in just a few weeks. It's going to be exciting. This is a long time coming. As always, the Psychic News Report is on hiatus just for the next couple of weeks. Rick is in Stonehenge right now at this amazing solstice fest. Tomorrow's the solstice. I'm recording this on June 20th. There was a Stop Oil protest there while he was there. To my understanding, he did not see the event. He was a little bit further away, but we will find out all of that from Rick Paul when we get back to PNR. But in the meantime, we're retooling. We're doing a couple of things a little bit differently. So if you haven't subscribed to that channel, go on over there. We're going to be doing featurettes and have a few things up for the next couple of weeks. No lives for the next couple of weeks, but you can jump in and join in the fun, and you can see some cool new stuff. This week, I did do a featurette with Deb from Tarot and Pause. We did one on Putin and his meeting of Kim Jong-un. So it's really, really cool. Really important time in world history. So super cool. I also have been getting lots of super thanks. Like I'm kind of blown away with all the super thanks that people are sending me. So, I do this for a living. This is my full-time job. I don't have another job. And I really appreciate it. Every little bit helps. So thank you so much. I kind of awestruck by the subs and the generosity of you guys. So thank you very, very much. So let's get into it. So Riley Keough, there was some issues with Priscilla after the passing, again, the untimely passing of Lisa Marie Presley. There were some issues about who was going to be handling the Elvis estate, who was going to be taking care of things. There's a little bit of a brouhaha. Now, even though Riley Keough is a full-blown adult, I did have some questions about it, because when Priscilla took over the caretaking of Graceland, Graceland was in financial dire straits. It really was in a bad place. She took a potentially disastrous, monument to the king of rock and roll, and she fixed it, and she turned it into a brand, and she sustained it. So I really do think that we would have had a very cheapened version of Elvis had Priscilla not gone in there and really grabbed that bull by the horns and fixed it up and commercialized it. I mean, I say what you will about commercialization, I don't think we would have had the same kind of monument to the king of rock and roll that we have today. So I do give Priscilla kudos for that. No one could have known the king better than she did. She had known him since she was 12 or 13, possibly 14. So really the best person to actually execute that task and to save the estate. So when Riley seemed to blow off the offer of Priscilla for being involved in the conflict between the caretaking of it, I did have a couple of questions. I thought that maybe Priscilla did have a role in that. Maybe she should have been welcomed in some fashion. But now we have this very interesting situation where, according to Riley, Lisa Marie has asked her to work on her memoir with her, and Riley has now taken it over posthumously. Posthumously for Lisa Marie. So let's see how this book is going to go. So let's bring up the card view. And as always, thank you so much for being here. This is my favorite part of the day, and I appreciate each and every one of you for coming here and spending time doing some things. So let's just get a main, vibe off of Riley Keough. She's absolutely stunning. In my opinion, prettier than Lisa Marie. So we have the Devil card. So, and we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. Ace of Cups in reverse. King of Cups in reverse. The Queen of Swords in reverse. I really wanted to say that I think this is going, her heart is in the right place, but I'm not so sure. I think there's a lot of feelings here. So the Devil card, the Devil is going to carve some deep grooves into the ground, into the road, and get your car stuck in it. That's what it's going to do. And we have Gene Simmons here. The Nine of Cups, which is one of my favorite cards because it is Bon Scott, and I have a super crush on him. The Nine of Cups is kind of shattering the dream, changing the dream and changing the perspective of the dream, pulling off all of the glamour that the glamour that we may see. I just found out something very interesting about Pisces. Pisces will craft these amazing fantasies in their head, fantasies, about lovers or people that they're involved with. But sometimes they will get caught in the fantasy of failure, and they will stick with that, and they just keep crafting and crafting this fantasy of failure. This is almost crafting a fantasy of failure, which is very interesting. Now we have Ace Frehley, who is the Ace of Cups. And I talk about the Ace of Cups all the time. All the aces are new beginnings, new opportunities that can be seized. They are open doors with which we can walk through. So this Ace of Cups is really backing out, slamming the door and locking it behind you, kind of closing people out. So I have a feeling we're going to see some interesting things here. The King of Cups is extraordinary manipulative with feelings. And that is the ever popular Jim Morrison. But turned upside down, we're really manipulative, and we're really using things to our advantage. And then Freddie Mercury is the Queen of Swords. Why wouldn't he be? But when we have a Queen of Swords in reverse, that is very sharp tongued and not careful about what we're saying. So the dominant energy for Riley Keough in general is that Chariot card in reverse, which is Rob Halford, and the Queen of Wands, Tina Turner. I believe under the surface, she is going to really take dominion over the legacy of the Elvis enterprise. I think she is really going to do that. Is she capable of doing that? Let's pull another card. Is she quite capable? The Seven of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles, which is Tony Iommi. The Four of Swords is Slash, and the Seven of Swords is Robert Plant. It looks like she has people surrounding her that are filling her with the confidence to do this. But it's almost at the risk of losing these pentacles. They're costing her a pretty penny. So I think she needs to be very careful about the people that she's surrounding herself with. I do think that Priscilla would have had a vested interest in keeping that money in the family. These individuals that she perhaps has working with her are more interested in being a part of the machine that is Elvis Presley and benefiting from it. It looks like they are spending more than they are crafting and creating. So that is an alarming thing. We always want to see the income be greater than the overhead. So that's a little bit worrisome. So let's pick these all up. Is she going to go to war with Priscilla in this book? Is she going to go to war? The Lovers. Now, the Lovers, I talk about this all the time. The Lovers can be business. And we have John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Everybody knows that picture of them. So the Lovers can be business. We're getting together. Is she going to war with Priscilla in this book? We've got the Lovers. That's a good start. But then we have the 10 of Swords in reverse, and that's the Ramones. That 10 of Swords in reverse is we've kind of reached a stalemate. We can't get any more cooperation there. However, the cooperation does change. So I think the relationship between them changes and we go in two separate directions. So with that 2 of Swords, we have John Lennon and Paul McCartney. And then we've got the Ace of Pentacles. This is where we have new beginnings, and that's Lemmy from Motorhead. Got you guys. I told you I love this deck. So we're going in two different directions. We've made the decision. Now we're going to have two different ways of handling the legacy of Elvis. Interesting. I'm going to pull from the middle of the deck this time. And we have the 8 of Cups. That is walking away. Card is depicted with Eric Clapton, who was divisive, we know, with George Harrison and his lovely bride, or I should say their lovely bride. But it looks like we're going to have two different stories here. Are we going to war? We have Metallica with the 4 of Cups. Yes. And then underneath we have John Bonham with the 2 of Wands. We're going to have two different directions. There's a lot of twos in here, guys. 2, 2, 2. You know, with all of the, or I shouldn't say 2, 2, 2. We have two twos. Two twos. That's hard to say. 2 twos. So with the 2 twos, there's a lot of thinking process. Ace 2 and 3 are all in the top part of the tree of life. We're talking about being in the ethereal, being in the thinking process of things, not quite gelling them and getting them together. It's not until we get to the 4s that we start to have physical stuff building. We do have a 4 up here, but it's in reverse with Metallica. So when we have that 4 in reverse, we are still trying to develop that that imagination, the concepts that we're talking about. So are we at war? Not quite, but we're going to see two distinct camps. I think we're going to see the Riley camp and the Priscilla camp on this one. Oh boy. Okay. How is Priscilla going to react to this book? Let's see that. I don't know if she's grandma or if she's Mimi or Pre or what Riley calls her. How is Priscilla going to react to this book? How is Priscilla going to react to this book? High Priestess, Spinal Tap, Three of Cups. And then we have the Six of Cups with Scott Ian and Roger Daltrey with the Nine of Wands. And the Seven of Wands, Alice Cooper. So I do think that Priscilla is going to be, and I'm sorry, the High Priestess is Stevie next. I didn't tell you guys that, just in case you can't see it. So I do think that Priscilla is going to extend herself with love on this one, even if there is some negative stuff in there. I think she's going to step to the occasion very much sweetly and saying, well, I think we may even get like a recollections may vary on some of these things. We may get something of that sort. Now, I listened to Elvis and Me, the Priscilla Presley book. She actually reads it on Audible, and it's quite charming. I mean, a lot of people have some issue with the age that she was when her and Elvis got together in Germany. For me, it was a different time. I think my own mother got married at 17, so I think that there were some different standards there. It wasn't like he was 57 and she was 14, but that's up for debate. I'm not going to, put it out there, but I do think that it was a bit of a different time. And in her book, she does admit that she did pursue him. So who wouldn't? He was Elvis, for Pete's sake. So let's see, the dominant energy here is the Nine of Swords, which is Steven Tyler. Steven Tyler. There you go. Another guy who liked him young. But so the Nine of Swords, so she's going to kind of bear all. So I think she will respond to any of the tidbits in the book that are questionable. And I think she is going to come back with Mick Jagger, the Emperor, under the surface. And I think she's going to present as, I was there. I was present. I have certain knowledge of certain situations. My daughter, Lisa Marie, may have felt a certain way about certain things, but I can add some more dimension to these recollections that she's presenting. So what can we do to maintain good family relations between Lisa Marie's daughter, Riley, and Priscilla? Because I do think that Priscilla is an integral part of the Elvis industry, if you will. What can we do? What can we do to foster and maintain good relations between the generations? Seven of Swords, which is our shady card there. And then we have the Four of Swords. Put the shadiness to rest. Eddie Van Halen shows up as the Knight of Cups. We need to put the shadiness, bring that to light, present it to each other, and then come together with family as family. We must stick together. We are the last of our kind. The world will not see rock stars again of the caliber of, say, Elvis Presley, Freddie Mercury, George Michael, all of those. We're not going to see the caliber of star like that again. They were fading over the last 30 years. So name me a huge rock star other than Taylor Swift that's of the caliber of Michael Jackson. I mean, you do have your Beyoncés and your Taylor Swifts. I get it. Will they stand the test of time? Perhaps. We'll have to see. So Tony Iommi with the Four of Pentacles. And we must stick together in order to maintain the legacy of the family, preserve that legacy. That Four of Pentacles is about preservation, keeping the money where we need it. And then here, Jerry Garcia, Why wouldn't he be the sun? Jerry Garcia is the sun, which is this is the way to the path of light. This is the way to the happiest life that we can lead. The dominant energy for best life ever is the Hierophant in reverse. Do not listen to those employed powers that be, those boardroom men. Don't listen to them. Listen to family, heart, faith, those kinds of things. They need to be leaning into those. And under the surface, we have the ever popular Alice Cooper with the Seven of Wands, which is a balancing act. Sometimes we have to share the limelight with our family. Sometimes we have to share the power with them. And sometimes someone is going to do the heavy lifting. I say this in my family all the time. Sometimes my son is primary. Sometimes my daughter is primary. Sometimes my husband is primary. And sometimes our fish weed whacker who passed away yesterday is primary. So RIP weed whacker. So these things are really important. You have to understand that you do need to balance your family. And sometimes one person may be a little bit more important than another for a time being. Everyone is overall important, but sometimes individuals are going to need a little bit more of your attention. So, I do hope that they work out the details with this. And I do hope that the family legacy goes on, because the Elvis mythology is just so amazing, and it's such an American thing that we really can't lose it. And I think the love that he had for his daughter, he really did adore Lisa Marie. I hope that that does not translate into something different in the book, and I hope there isn't a power dynamic or power struggle between the two parents with Lisa Marie. I know they did get divorced, so sometimes we do see that, but I hope we don't get a sense that there was any kind of conflict between them. I do hope that we get to see behind the curtain for the king through Lisa Marie's eyes. So very, very interesting read. It was a request from one of my viewers, so I hope you enjoyed this. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for being here. And reminder, I am having a sale. Make sure that you pay attention to that and keep an eye out for the digital course. You can tell it's summer because I'm already wearing a bathing suit. So see you guys soon. We're having a heat wave. I'm probably going to go outside and chill out after this. Well, not chill out. Probably go outside and bake a little bit on the lanai. So we'll see y'all soon. Thanks so much for watching.